You haven't lived until you've heard the show Americans are talking about. The show that launches its listeners to the height of humanity. The audio hour that travels the landscape of adventure. The sound that comforts more than the clip of your first bolt. It's the Ogden Outdoor Adventure Show.
We're Outdoor Adventure Summits, the airwaves. This is the Ogden Outdoor Adventure Show. I'm your host, R. Brandon Long. I'm belay with you for the next 40 minutes, maybe only 30 minutes. We're going to go short and fast today. Todders, I just pushed a button and it played, like the drop played. What do you think? You didn't have to do anything.
I think you got a nice new toy for Christmas.
Oh my God. I'm so excited about this. Yeah.
Oh, that is convenient as F.
AF, I tell you what. So, and we'll do it again here in just a second. Let's tell you about today's show. Of course, with me, the best co-host in all the land, from his home studio, Todd to the top. I'm hanging out here in Banyan 1 inside the Monarch, in the heart of the Nine Rails Arts District here in Ogden. We have a weekly happy, includes a moose loose on the slopes, give you a quick trip report, pro tip, trails are a mess, give you some on the docket in the news, including a little cottonwood gondola, deepest snowpacks, a report, Sahara snow, Great Basin reservations, snow cave survival, Tour de France of skiing, Dick's new outdoor focus, and the Surf Expo in Florida. Give you something worth watching, a Gear 30 segment quote of the week, and an outdoor jukebox. All of this and more even on episode Ogden Outdoor Adventure Show 364, Low Tide. So let's charge.
Summits with the agility of a mountain goat, flashes routes faster than UPS, is more intimate in the mountains than Jake Gyllenhaal. He's Todd to the top.
Just a push of a button, man. Just a push of a button. And then we hear all about Todd to the top. So Todd, how was your week so far?
Back to school again. And so just back to balancing life between working from home and then also the grad program that I'm in. So another busy semester, but I think I told you my classes this semester consist of fundraising and grant writing. So very beneficial. Hopefully it'll trickle into real life as well, which I'm sure it will, because we have another grant cycle opening up for Ogden Arts. And so just wait till you see that nice new grant.
Wow.
It's going to look good.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's going to look good.
Yeah.
But otherwise, just keep them busy.
Okay. Good. So I've got a weekly happy. Do I need to share my screen, I guess? Is that how this... Let's see.
If you want to.
Yeah. Well, I think you should be able to watch this. So
it's fun for me to be able to follow.
Yeah. Well, how do I share? Oh, there we go. All right, and then so let's cruise on over here to the internet. This is a moose on the loose on the slopes in Colorado.
He's loose. Uh-oh.
Right
Look
down.
how big he is.
He's on the magic carpet ride.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, he's big boy. So let's watch that again. Yeah, and there's a little tiny girl right there trying to learn how to ski, and this giant moose is hauling through.
Because it's not officially ski season unless you got a moose on the loose.
A moose on the loose. That is, good point. In Colorado on the Bunny Hill, so kind of funny.
What animal was it was it last year or the year before? There are skiers and snowboarders coming down. Was it a moose? Was it elk?
And didn't they hit the moose or something? Or
I can't remember. It was definitely something, or they just got around it or something. I don't remember. Anyway, those moose are no joke.
Yeah, they're very, very large, and you don't want to mess with them.
Was it going down for a beer? It looked like it was heading towards the lodge.
And by the long shadows, it looked like it was nearing beer 30. So I think that's where the moose was headed.
It loves that. It loves it. Loves the social distance. It just works its way right down that slope.
Oh
No
yeah.
problem at all.
I think he was
Oh, that's
actually,
funny.
I think he was looking to not social distance. Yeah. He was just going right through the crowd. It's like, you guys have been away for far too long. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is
Oh, great
Moose
video.
and it's beer 30. Low tide out there on the trails. Went for a hike on Indian Trail on Sunday. Bring spikes because trails are icy, also muddy in plenty of spots, and then dry dirt. So it's this random combination. We are expected to get a storm this weekend because right now we are at low tide. We went over this in last week's show. We're 50% of snowpack, and this weekend storms, hopefully it will fill in the base, which was supposed to be done back in December. It has not been done yet. So low tide on the slopes. The trails are a mess. It's beautiful out, sunny, 40 degrees. It's nice, but as far as winter conditions, it sucks pretty much. So there's your trip report. On the docket, Weber State University ski day at Powder Mountain is January 23rd. If you're a student, that's where you need to be. It's $50 for students. Fun new series at Roosters B Street. And there's only so many people who can attend the live session there at B Street. It's upstairs in the something room. I can't remember the name of the room upstairs at B Street. But it's broadcast on YouTube live, also on Ogden Avalanche's Instagram live. And I'm hoping that tomorrow night because I run the sound, but we didn't run any sound to the Instagram, and the Instagram sounded like crap. So we run pro sound through YouTube. So if you watch it live on YouTube, that's the best place to watch these speaker series live from Roosters, or get the narrow version, because you can only do the live on Instagram like with vertical, right? Not horizontal. You don't get the full picture. But we use like my Sony camera for the video on YouTube, and I run the sound, and it's great. So this week's topic is terrain. It's from 6 to 8ish. It's usually only an hour, 6 to 7, but we put 6 to 8. And then on January 26th, there's the WSU Dawn Patrol. You can sign up through Weber State University. On January 28th, it's the WSU Full Moon Snowshoe at Wheeler Creek. And then the Rooster Series, Ogden Avalanche Roosters B Street Speaker Series returns on the 28th of January. So you do the math here. It's every Thursday evening. That one is Snowpack. And then again on February 4th, that one's Avalanche Accidents. And each week it's a different speaker. And then finally the 11th is Rescue. And so there you go. There you got something to do on Thursday nights. If you can't make it out to B Street, please watch live on YouTube or on Instagram for those. They're a lot of fun to do. So, and they're fun to watch. On the docket, it's fun. We don't have a lot on the docket, so because of the pandemic. So these are the types of events you gotta do now. In the news. Well, I think Salt Lake's going to get a gondola before Ogden does. So there you go. Right up Little Cottonwood Canyon, Utah Governor Spencer Cox is leaning toward an 8-mile gondola to alleviate traffic in Little Cottonwood. There's a little picture here on unofficial networks. There's got like a base station. They'll build a little house down there for the base station, and it'll have a couple of drops. You'll have an angle station, and then a snowbird station and an Alta station up Little Cottonwood. It's because there's way too much traffic. Here's a little rendering for those of you watching the video, which you can watch these on YouTube if you're listening to this, of what it might look like, a rendering of the gondola base at the Lakai restaurant, which is not a bad area down there for those who are familiar with the area of Lakai. So yeah, pretty nice. What would you do to alleviate traffic in Big and Little Cottonwood Canyons? There's a little you can submit your answer here on unofficial networks. Gondola, a cog railway or train tram. Not sure if I know what that is. Enhanced bus system, or a nothing. Just do nothing. Just don't drive. Take the bus. The current bus system. I don't know. Thoughts?
What do you think? You're pro gondola, aren't you?
I am pro gondola. I like.
You think it'll help? You didn't think it'll help that much?
Well, that's the thing. Like, you can only fit so many people on there, But the nice thing about that is, actually, you can fit quite a few people on there. Say a gondola fits 50 people. I mean, snowbirds fits a ton. So, 50 people, that's maybe 25 cars or something that's not going up the canyon on that particular run. And then I don't know how many gondolas you can attach to it, but if you're running one every 10 minutes or something, you can move some people up and down that canyon. Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you know me, I'm not a huge winter person, but I didn't know if it was more novelty than helpful, but I'm sure it won't hurt as far as cars go,
What's that thing called that runs on above Disneyland? Like in Disney World, the little train thing that's on platforms.
Oh, the little monorail thing?
Monorail. I love monorails. Monorail, that shit. Just from up the canyon.
Yeah. These are real questions though. Population, increases and popularity increases and people are living longer and all the things. So
my favorite place where I think monorail definitely needs to be is Yellowstone. To eliminate traffic on the roads. And then there's so many tour buses. And most of the tour buses don't stop at wildlife. There's wildlife tours. The tours stop at wildlife. But if you're most of the tour buses are filled with people from out of the country, right? And then they just go right to the hot pots or right to Old Faithful, right to the canyon area. But if it was a monorail, you just zip over there and then no animals get hurt because you're not running traffic through I don't know. That's my idea, but it's probably outrageously expensive. All right. Where are the 11 deepest snowpacks in North America right now?
Not here is what you're saying?
Right now. Well, yeah. Texas. I don't know. I mean, it's not in Utah. So what the crap? Alyeska Resort in Alaska, 180 inches is number one. So there you go. I mean, Alaska, you got to go north, my friend, go north. Summit at Snoqualmie, Alpental, whatever, Snoqualmie, 152. Mount Baker, Washington, 145. Mount Seymour, BC, 140. You got to go north. Cypress Mountain, BC, 122. Mount Washington Alpine Resort, again, BC, 120. British Columbia is killing it. Mount Hood Meadows in Oregon, Grouse Mountain, BC, 117. Sasquatch Mountain. Do they have Sasquatches there? I don't know, but they got snow. 111.
They must have at some point. I mean, that's where the name comes from.
Yeah, somebody, maybe Sasquatch family founded that resort.
I think you might be onto something.
Eagle Crest, AK 104. So yeah, I mean, you got to go north. It is not dropped on California or Colorado or Utah. We don't have snow. It is low tide, which is the name of this week's episode. But guess who has snow? Africa's Sahara Desert. Temperatures plummet to 27 degrees. Now this isn't quite unheard of. It is. I can't remember. Oh, see, it says first Sahara Desert snow in 37 years. Wasn't there a movie we saw at Banff that talked about the desert and it snows there on occasion?
Yeah, I don't think when I was there, I don't think I got any snow, but it got cool though. Like especially in the evenings, like it got cool. Yeah,
and the pictures, the photographers are like freaking out right now because that's like money. If you can find the Sahara Desert with good lighting and snow on the red, orange sand or whatever, yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, it's just stunning.
Yeah, it looks good. I'll be honest. Yeah.
And the camels are like, what the hell is this? Like, I don't even know what this white stuff is. Why am I holding water? Okay. Yeah, it's all over us right now. Okay. Great Basin National Park campgrounds are now available for reservation. I say this because typically Great Basin is very underutilized. A ton of people go there. It's beautiful. It's in the middle of nowhere, Nevada, in the West Desert of Utah. So is it in Utah or in Nevada? I know you have to drive through Utah to get there. It might be right on the border. But the campgrounds are now available for reservation. So if you're looking for stuff to do in the spring or summer, it's a great place to go. Fall too, actually. Fall is really pretty there. I like Great Basin National Park. I'm just throwing it out there. More people should go see it. Spread the love. A missing teen built a snow cave to survive in the backcountry. The South Caribou Search and Rescue Team posted an incredible story about a teenager who did everything right once he realized he was lost on a snowmobiling trip. The teen acted responsibly, this is from unofficial networks, by staying put, parking a sled in an open area, built a snow cave in a wooded area for warmth and protection. And it's such a relief to hear a story of somebody surviving a backcountry incident for once. Props to the kid for his backcountry safety knowledge and for the South Caribou Search and Rescue Team for their efforts. 17 years old and doing everything right. So there you go. The world.
We see that snow cave. That's pretty deep snow.
Yeah. They got snow there, wherever that is. Where did I say it was?
Good for him. Keeping his cool to keep warm.
To keep warm. South Caribou. Where is that? Searching. I wonder where that is. But good job, kid.
Good job, kid.
I never heard of this event. Jessie Diggins, the first American female Jessie. Jessie's a female. First American to take the 8-day stage race in Italy. It's the Tour de France of skiing, I guess. I don't even know what this is. I never heard of this. This is on Outside Magazine. The 10-kilometer skate climb in Val di Fiemme, Italy, is one of the most grueling courses on cross-country skiing's World Cup circuit. After a few fast, mostly flat kilometers, athletes push and glide 1,300 vertical feet to the finish line midway up Alp Sarmas, an alpine ski hill. At its steepest, the grade reaches 44%, which is way steep, actually. Spectators on their alpine touring gear will have their heel risers in the highest position. Yeah, this thing lasts days. And on Sunday, 29-year-old Jessie Diggins ground her way through the last stretch of the climb and, exhausted, attempted to raise her hands overhead in triumph before flopping face first in the snow. She'd finished second place in the race and first overall in the stage race, the only North American in history to achieve such a feat. Wow. I saw another story, though, about people that had frostbite and stuff because it was such a long, cold race that they get frostbite on their toes and things. This is a really long story from outside.
I say power to them, but that sounds awful. It just sounds awful.
It's
just cold and uncomfortable for days.
So wait, you're not.
And if you do it right, you're going to get frostbite, and that's probably if you're doing it right.
You're not signing up for this next year, then, huh?
I am absolutely not going to sign up for that next year.
All right. Read this interesting story. Okay, so if you remember, Dick's Sporting Goods, after, what was it, the 2018 shooting of, oh, crap. What was that shooting? It was a bad deal. It's in the story somewhere. 2018 Florida, Parkland. Yeah, the Parkland, Florida mass shooting. Dick's Sporting Goods said, all right, we're not selling any more guns. So they got rid of all the guns. Well, I didn't know this, but Dick's Sporting Goods owns a stores that are more outdoorsy called Field and Stream. They're the, outdoorsy. It's a hook and bullet store, Field and Stream. And they pulled the guns. And so it's like, okay, well, what are we going to do? So they're going to, this year, 2021, they're taking 2 of their Field and Streams and essentially turning them into Dick's Sporting Goods versions of REI. And then it's an interesting article. This is on S News because I guess Dick's bought a specialty outdoor retailer chain, small chain back east years ago, and they went out of business. So that didn't work out. So is it going to be different this time? Well, Dick's Sporting Goods hopes so. Although the counter argument in this article was you don't just put a bunch of gear in a store and think that it's going to work. Galleon's trading company was the company that they bought that Dick's Sporting Goods bought in 2004. They had 47 stores in 21 states, and now it's like gone. But the counterpoint was, well, you got to train. You have to know how to boot fit. You got to know how to pack fit. You got to know the local trails. You need to know climbing equipment. You have to hire these employees that know how to do the right things. And so, can Dick's Sports do that? Maybe. I don't see it as a big deal necessarily. But then again, I'm in the specialty outdoor retailer space, and I've said it for a while now. But nobody challenges REI. So will at least on the brick and mortar side. Well, actually, I mean, their numbers on the e-com side will blow your mind, but maybe Dick's can do that. Who knows? So they're gonna start with 2 in 2021 and see if they can step into the sort of outdoor specialty shop space with 2 of their current hook and boat stores. Look for that.
Wasn't Galleons? I think before it was Dick's down at the Gateway. I think it was Galleons.
You might be
I'm
right.
familiar with Galleons.
Oh yeah.
I remember they had a little bit more affordable gear.
Yeah.
But it was a big store. It was like bigger than REI size. It's it was a big event space. I mean, it's multiple levels if I remember right. A lot of hunting.
Well, what's the store in Sandy that's huge? It's a sporting goods store.
I don't know.
No, it's different. Anyway,
But I do
think
remember
of it like that.
I think that Dick's used to be Galleons down at the Gateway because I used to go down over there. But I mean, when it switched to Dick's, I thought still it was the same thing, more or less.
More or less, yeah.
You could kind of walk through it, but I don't
sold
remember
more
getting a lot of
baseball
stuff
bats.
there.
Yeah. Well, right now, I shouldn't be talking to you from Banyan 1. I should be talking to you from the Winter Outdoor Retail Trade Show in Denver. But of course, for the second year now, or no, we went last year, but the second show because it was canceled in summer. But I was there this time last year, and it was.
Is it going on
really
right
fun.
now?
But it's going on. Well, it's going on virtually because it's not going on in person. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So the point is that Emerald Holding Inc. staged a live surf expo in Florida, though, about 2 weeks ago, or a week ago. Yeah, on January 2nd. Let's see. It was the largest. Anyway, so they, I mean, kind of, it's like it's a pandemic, but Florida let them host it and they pulled it off, and it was well attended, and so far so good, I guess. So then the question here at the end is like, okay, well, then will summer outdoor retailer happen? Because that's not till June. And if enough people get the shot, and enough people, and they just pulled one off in a surf one, maybe not quite as big, but in Florida, should outdoor retailer return in June? And the answer is essentially, well, we'll see what Denver says right now. There are regular contact with Denver officials on the status of the venues, hotels, public gatherings, and so forth on monitoring health and safety guidelines. So yeah, we'll see. But the
only thing I'm curious about with those big events, or even just smaller events too, is just all of how much prep time do you need to get it set in motion, right? Like how far in advance do you have to plan, and how last minute can you wait? You know what I mean? Like, do you have to start booking?
I think you got to
right now for it.
Yeah, you got to make some decisions, right? Because even just as a visitor, I want to book my airline tickets early and my Airbnb or whatever early, but I don't think we're going to get around to that stuff until March, April, May, which then the show's only a month away. So that's pushing it for summer. We'll see.
It's like right there on if it was in the fall,
I'd
probably go for it a little bit more confidently. I'm glad I'm not making that decision.
No, because
that's one of those.
you want to make your money back because you had shows closed, and you want to get the band back together, like
and you're excited to get to get together again. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, oh man. Okay. So, worth watching a show called Burlaps. I don't know what,
that's a sexy name for a show.
Well, I don't know what to expect. I did not watch any of this. Now this is 10 minutes long, but it says this could be the best ski snowboard film of the season. Let's play the intro and see. I mean, again, we could be shocked by what we see.
Burlaps? Did Burlap say it was the best?
Yeah, yeah, no, it was somebody else.
That's funny. All right, we're starting a little kind of artsy shots.
Ooh. Little hand plant on skis over some rocks, pal.
What? You can do that backwards?
You can ski switch, yeah. This is very nice. I'm kind of digging this. I like the vibe so far.
That's some deep snow.
Yeah. Probably filmed last year. Typically that's how it goes. They're all filmed a year in advance.
Yeah.
I know Bryden's trying to film a snowboarding film right now, and he just left for Alaska because there's no snow around here. Ooh, didn't make that
Yeah,
one.
all right. You got to go north, huh?
Yeah, well, this isn't bad. I'm digging the vibe of this.
Kind of a slow burn start.
Yeah. I like our podcast only listeners. Find us on YouTube. You can watch this along with us here.
It's a good way to check out the music.
Yeah. All right. There you go. There's a little teaser, if you will. Burlaps. BURRRLAP. Laps with the Z. Yeah. There you go.
Is Checkerhead the name of the film, or is that the group?
Yeah, I don't know. No, Burlaps, I
like
think.
Checkerhead, though.
Yeah, Checkerhead.
I don't know.
Checker space head. Checkerhead. Burlaps by Checkerhead. I don't know what that is. Gear 30 segment. Visit gear30.com for all of your especially outdoor needs. Did you see the article we posted?
Probably.
Beginnings. I mean, you liked it on Facebook, but I don't know if you saw it. So,
Gear 30?
Yeah.
Who wrote that?
We have a new blogger. She's fantastic. McKenna.
Nice.
Yeah, she's great. So she interviewed Mark, the owner, and myself. And we just I wanted people to know why Mark wanted to start an outdoor specialty retail store. And it was a bad tent situation in the Wind Rivers and some other things that he was like, man, if I ever have the money, I'm going to have a store that only sells good stuff. And that's what he did. He started a shop that only sells good stuff. We sell premier mountain equipment for a reason. That blog is up at gear30.com. Check it out. It's got some fun pictures attached to it. So you kind of see the construction, the empty lot. That was where Gear 30 went, or is sitting now, when it was empty 9 years ago. But yeah, so kind of explains why we sell what we sell, which is cool.
I like that story. I don't know if I'd heard that before. It reminded me a little bit of, remember Barry Barr's story for Kavu? Kind of a similar thing where he designed something that was frustrating the hell out of him. Yeah. You got your clear above.
Yeah, clear above. So Kavu, the K for clear and above. And then what was the second part? Kavu, visibility
unlimited.
That's what the bush pilots in Alaska say before, when they're calling into before takeoff, and they say, clear above, visibility unlimited, take off. And Bill, you're right. He was like, you know what?
But he was losing his hat, if I remember right. And so he came up with that strap hat.
The strap hat.
Cinched down so he wouldn't lose it.
Because he was a fisherman.
But it was just, yeah. But it had to do with the single piece of gear that was frustrating him. And so that's kind of what got it started. So it reminded me of that. And I'm like, that's a great story.
Also, you may see DeKine, the brand name DeKine, everywhere. Where I saw a lot of it was up on campus. They have a lot of backpacks that are DeKine. You also see a lot around town. It's the tailgate pads for your mountain bikes. It has DeKine on it. DeKine, if you remember, started as a surfboard leash company in Hawaii because the waves are so big that they would break the leashes all the time. And the owner, DeKine, was like, you know what? I'm going to make a burly leash, surfboard leash, name it DeKine, and now they're worldwide. So a lot of times these brands start with Kavu, like with a hat. Outdoor Research started with gaiters. DeKine started with the surfboard leash.
And DeKine is it's sort of local Hawaiian slang. Like 2 words, da and kind. So it was kind of based from that too.
Do you know what it means?
My small time in Hawaii, that's where that kind comes from. And I can't remember how it's used exactly. It means like the kind, or, like a little what's it or something. So.
Yeah. They have their own little language that I dig up in Hawaii.
Yes.
They have some cool sayings.
Yeah, I love that.
Which I think I learned half of them from Dog the Bounty Hunter, which is probably really bad, but yeah.
I've never seen an episode of Dog the Bounty Hunter.
You gotta watch an episode.
Missing out on life.
You gotta watch at least one episode.
Still on?
No. Well, his wife died, and it was I think he's already dating
I
somebody
never
new.
saw that. I know.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I've ever seen fully an episode of Cops. Because it always reminded me kind of those, those real life ones.
Yeah, for sure.
I am missing out.
So
I'm absolutely missing out.
He's famous for not carrying like firearms. Like he was just carry like
Dog
Chapman, tasers and other things, pepper spray, but he would get the bad guys, man. That was his job, bounty hunter.
He was a pretty significant dude too. Like he's a pretty big guy. That's got to be somewhat intimidating as well.
Yeah, he's getting on the wrong side of age, as a lot of us are now. So he's
at his height. I remember he was very muscular and he had a wicked mullet.
Still has the wicked mullet, and still like half his chest is always showing. Like, it doesn't matter. All the chest.
Listen, you get what you pay for. We're paying for that.
He probably when he goes skiing, like half the chest still showing. You don't cover that chest stuff. This week's quote of the week: "The true hero is one who conquers his own anger and hatred." The Dalai Lama. Thank you to Banyan 1 and Todd's home studio for powering today's 364th episode of the Ogden Outdoor Adventure Show. Look for us on. Hey, follow us on YouTube, and as every single kid's YouTube says, smash that like button. Smash it. So just make it hurt a little when you do that.
Dude, that was a seamless transition from Dog the Bounty Hunter to the Dalai Lama. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Planted it well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. That's why we're here. We're pros,
I think
Todd.
if you would have told me before, I'm like, how are you going to land that? And you nailed it. You landed it.
Like butter, just smooth. God.
Oh, that was great. That was great.
DM us on Instagram. Hit us at Ogden Adventure. I share when you tag us at Ogden Adventure. I like to share those. So on our story. So do that. Sifting through hours of crappy music. Why? So you don't have to, of course. Let's see. Change is Coming, I think, is the name of this one. Let's start it rolling. It might be kind of loud, but Change is Coming. Oh, yeah, there we go. Name of the group is Winter Woods. As John Muir would say, mountains are calling. We must go.
Let's go.
Whoa, sun is rising with all the sweetness it can bring. A new day is beginning, and all my fears have vanished. Sunlight through the trees.